would rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Item number 4, approval of the agenda.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Roberts and Mrs. Reardon. Are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Public comments. Do we have any member of the public who would like to address the board tonight? Okay. Item number 5, consideration of approval of amendment to fiscal policy number 002, policy for use of school facilities.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. I believe that we have a small presentation.
It's not really a presentation, but I will
Would you
explain.
like to?
A very small presentation.
It's a very small presentation. This is just an update to one of the already existing fiscal policies, but due to your next agenda item, it needs to get updated to reflect industry standards. There was just one change. It's just an update to the fee schedule on this policy. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Hopefully, answer them.
Did you do the memo?
I did.
Did a very good job.
Well,
Thank you very much. It was very easy
I
for
did
me to
it
understand.
while I was very sick, so hopefully.
Even better.
And I appreciate you got this ready for us. Are there any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Sir?
I am curious as to how frequently we are approached for use of facilities.
It's increasing.
Okay.
I'd say once a week right now,
Really?
depending on what they ask.
Is it specific to the fields or is it for the facilities?
It's for everything. Fields, facility, parking spaces. So yeah.
If a nonprofit entity wants to use our facilities here, do we approach that differently than if
Yes.
a for-profit does?
Yes, we do. We usually give a greatly discounted rate. We want to be accommodating.
Are there any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The item passes. Item number 6, consideration of approval of facilities use agreement with Turner North Center Productions. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I'm back. Okay, so before you have the contract that you're approving today. So a few weeks ago, the HBO Max came to us looking for a high school to film a series pilot at, and we were chosen. It's very exciting. So we are hoping that with your approval today, we can move forward with the possibility of the series being shot here in 2 weeks. I also have Mr. David Halver here. He is the city's liaison for the film office for the city of Palmdale. He's also going to be our site representative the day of the shoot. So he ensures that all the rules are followed for our site with the production team. Is there anything you'd like to
Yes,
say?
thank you all. I'm very happy to be here, and it's a very exciting time right now for California. I don't know if you have any family or friends that would work in the film industry, but since about 1988, Southern California's economy has suffered tremendously from an expression that's termed runaway production. And basically what that means is film productions have been outsourced to other states and other countries, primarily to Canada. It's been a huge economic drain on California's economy, and a lot of companies have moved to other states that have offered tax incentives, and also to Canada. There are a lot of businesses that have moved up to Canada permanently because of the vast tax incentives that they've offered. This has all changed recently, where Jerry Brown signed a Senate bill, Assembly Bill 1839 in 2014, which has brought a lot of the production back, and that became so successful that just before leaving office, he changed it, and they've got a version 3.0 of Assembly Bill 1839, which has really increased the amount of filming that has come back to Southern California. We've had 36 major TV shows and feature films come back to film in the LA area. And to qualify for this tax incentive program, you have to shoot 49% of your feature film or your TV show inside what's called the TMZ, which stands for the 30-mile zone. That's a 30-mile radius from approximately where Cedars-Sinai and the Beverly Center are in West Hollywood, and it ends on the Crown Valley Road on the 14 freeway in Acton. So to go beyond the 30-mile zone, you used to have to pay a per diem to all the film crew members for driving beyond that 30-mile zone. It's just been extended to between Avenue O and Avenue N on the 14 freeway. So now most of Palmdale is inside this zone. So here's where the benefit of the tax program works out. To qualify, you have to film 49% inside the zone, the rest of it anywhere else in the state. That puts the Antelope Valley, and more specifically Palmdale, right in the sweet spot. I've been working in film production since 1980 as an art director, a location manager. I've produced commercials. I've got about 80 feature films, several dozen TV shows, and close to 1,000 commercials under my belt. I've never seen so much work going on in Southern California. I mean, this is really phenomenal, and it's like a rebirth, Phoenix Rising of Hollywood coming back to Southern California. We're seeing more productions up here than have ever been up here before, and I'm delighted, and the city is just overwhelmed with the excitement of seeing this resurgence of productions coming up here. So the city is really developing internally, aside from me, a small group of people that will be, I guess really the film commissioners working with Pauline East, who some of you might know. She is the Antelope Valley Film Commissioner. But we're really trying to be as supportive of this as possible, and we're delighted that HBO would pick the Academy as a great location, a key location for this new TV series. So, just as Sarah mentioned, we're seeing scouts out here like ants at a picnic. It's just amazing. So, I'm very excited to be working with you, and I'm also a realtor. I've been a realtor since 1999. So I have a definite fiduciary responsibility to the city, but also to you to look out for your best interests. And we're just very, very excited. And I'm speaking on behalf of the city manager and the mayor that they are delighted that you guys would consider this as a project and to host this film.
Thank you. Board members, do you have any questions?
I was looking at the dates, and I thought one of the date or two of the dates was when is school in session.
Yes. So, sorry, go ahead. Finish your.
I was just wondering, how does that play into, I always thought kids or parents have to give permission, or would they be, are they gonna be filmed? I'll
So
stop.
the
I'll
days
stop.
that they're here, February 14th and 15th are the
Yes.
largest days. By that Friday, they're doing a load-in type of day, so they're just prepping stuff. They're not touching the kid. They won't even be near the kids. We're quarantining them off into the space that they're using, so they won't be near the children at all. The children should know nothing that's going on.
And no filming.
And no
Correct.
filming that day.
Right. Just prep work.
Filming is taking place on Saturday, and there's no other events scheduled for the 15th.
So we don't have to
and
worry about it.
we don't have to worry about it at all.
So there will be either a physical barrier or a chaperone with
Yeah.
anyone who is on campus.
Exactly. Will be white on rice. They're not gonna go anywhere near kids.
Does anyone else have a question?
Yes,
Go ahead.
is this just a pilot or is this an ongoing thing?
It's a pilot. But apparently, there has been a lot of interest in this, and I haven't signed an NDA, but it was hinted at, but apparently there were a number of other studios that were looking at this spec script. It could have gone to Amazon or Hulu, but HBO went out. The DP, the director of photography, is an Emmy Award-winning cinematographer. The woman who is the director has won several awards. I'm not familiar with her work, but there was a lot of interest in this before it actually got a green light from HBO.
So then, if I'm just speculating, so if things went good, they're gonna probably come back, and they might, because we might be doing more facility requests and stuff like that.
Yes, and it's also a win-win for us. Aside from paying for, the company will be paying for our staff that will be here that day, but they also are charged a location fee, which y'all just approved. So that is just extra income for us. So exciting opportunity.
Are there any other questions? Mrs. Marks, would you make a note in the minutes, please, that Mr. Scott hasn't got? Thank you. If there are no other comments or questions, we'll move forward with the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? The item passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you
I
so
very
much.
much appreciate you being here this evening. It is, it is.
It's not room 222, Marshall, Marshall.
Now, what are the contents going to?
Okay, do we have any members of the public or staff who wish to make a comment regarding our closed session items? Okay, seeing none, number 7, public announcement of reasons for closed session. With respect to every item of business to be discussed in closed session pursuant to Government Code, Section 54950 and Education Code, Section 35164, the Board of Directors may meet in closed session to discuss matters related to existing or potential litigation and may consider matters regarding the price and terms of payment for the purchase, sale, exchange, or lease of real property. The board may also consider personnel matters and matters related to student suspension, disciplinary action, or any other matter regarding a specific student. Tonight, we have 3 items: conference with our legal counsel, anticipated litigation, and 2 items under the personnel heading. The board will recess now. You are welcome to stay. We will recess to our closed session room.
Thank
Okay.
you.